Hello fellow Star Trek fans, welcome back to a brand new episode of 10 Forward, the episode summary and recap series brought to you as part of the Clone Star Pod. I am your host Mike Overton, and today we are going to be delving into Star Trek Lower Decks Season 4, Episode 8. The episode is entitled Caves, so let's dig into it. The USS Cerritos is on a mission in the Grottinus system, and our four favourite characters are eagerly looking forward to a Beta Shift reunion. Mariner, however, quickly loses interest in the mission, especially when it involves another cave exploration. She complains about the repetitive nature of such missions while her colleagues are excited to study the unique moss in the cave. Suddenly, the team faces a cave-in, disrupting their communication and initiating a race against time as a menacing moss approaches. Amid their predicament, Boimler shares his past experience on Cryon 4, where he was trapped in a cave with Lieutenant Levy, a conspiracy theorist who believed in shape-shifting Vidorians. Boimler initially dismissed Levy's ideas, but they eventually formed a bond with the Vidorians and learned a valuable lesson in empathy and understanding. Tendy's cave adventure with Rutherford is next, involving a Graphilax and surprising pregnancy due to a unique procreation method of a local Balkus aliens. Though resourcefulness and bonding, Rutherford navigate the situation and earn the respect of the Graphilax. Mariner, seeing the team's camaraderie, is annoyed by the diversion from their escape plan, but she eventually warms up to the stories. As Rutherford works to obtain trigaminite, she recounts her experiences in a chronoton-infused cave on the planet Gish with Delta Shift. In this adventure, the team's proximity to Pergium led to accelerated aging, resulting in humorous bickering and the realization that they need to work together to escape. Despite escalating tensions between Mariner, Boimler and Rutherford, they eventually agree to cooperate to gather the trigaminite. However, when they try to contact their ship, the moss unexpectedly engulfs them and declares that they cannot leave, shocking the crew. The moss is now displaying the desire to hear the Green One's story, prompting a flashback to Tendy's first day aboard the Cerritos, where they bonded over drinks in a bar and became fast friends. They find themselves stuck in a turbolift for hours, sharing games and laughter, even during a zombie outbreak, which significantly strengthened their bonds. As they remember this heartwarming experience, the moss observes their reunion and bonds. Hidden from view, the Vidorians decide to delay unblocking their communications to let them enjoy the moment further. So, the only part of this episode I didn't particularly like is I thought that it was just a little bit, I don't know, predictable, I suppose. It's a cave episode. All cave episodes are the same. Caves in Trek of old was a cost-cutting measure. They'll throw midway through the season, they'll throw an episode in with a cave or an alien planet because they already have a set that they could recolour and tart up to be a different cave or planet. And I feel like that's the kind of thing that they were going for here, but because it's animated, I don't think it has quite the same effect in a good way. I just thought that it was a bit dull this week, especially when you compare it with some of the more wow episodes of the season, like episode 1 with Voyager and going back to DS9 and the Ferengi homeworld. And we've been to some really incredible places this year in this season, but I feel that this week's episode was just a bit bland. It was action packed and it was funny all the way through, just a bit, I don't know, bland. That's the only way I can describe it. So my standout moment here is Tendy's flashback. One of the things I really loved about it is it was sort of taking us right back to the beginning of season 1. You know, we have 4 ensigns, you know, they're lower deckers, they've bonded together as friends, and this season all of that has been turned on its head. You know, they've all been promoted, they've all kind of split up a little bit, they don't get to spend a lot of time with each other because of their new ranks. And what I loved here was we kind of take a step back and we recap to where it all began, and then we get to see that character progression all the way through. You know, comparing them in season 4 to season 1, you can see how much that each character has grown, and I really like that. And I think it's just a really nice way of celebrating all the hard work that's been put into these characters by both the animators and the designers, but the actors and all the production guys as well. And it's just a great way, and it's a really good use of a bottle episode to kind of give us that summary and recap. I feel though that this week's episode is the calm before the storm. We have 2 episodes left. We still don't know what's happening with this mysterious ship that we've seen, that we now believe could be stealing these ships rather than destroying them. So I'm really eager to see what happens on the next 2 episodes. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Tendy's sort of recap story, and it's great to see these 4 close friends relive those moments a little bit and work together to, you know, strengthen this bond that they all have. So yeah, my standout moment this week is Tendy's story. So to recap, as the 4th season approaches its conclusion, K serves as a moment of respite before the impending climax. The intergalactic mystery on the high-stakes narrative takes a back seat in this episode, allowing for the 4 core characters to reconnect after their promotions in the season's opening episode disrupted their lives and friendships. This self-contained episode cleverly makes use of familiar cave sets from previous Star Trek series, adopting a clip show-like format with flashbacks for each character's story, all skillfully intertwined with their evolving character arcs and newfound responsibilities. The humour in each character's tale shines to making it difficult to choose a favourite among them. But, for me, Boimler's exploration of Trek lore and Rutherford's collaboration with Dr. Ta'ana to showcase Gillian Vigman's beloved Volga Cat character stands out as memorable moments. Throughout the episode, the recurring theme of problems arising from miscommunication is highlighted in each of the characters' story. Tendy's non-cave story effectively ties the narratives together, reminding the characters and the audience of the enduring strength that the lower deckers have as a bond, regardless of their ranks. The episode underscores how these characters have evolved and grown since the series premiere, demonstrating their competence and confidence as junior grade lieutenants. Furthermore, their stories emphasise the importance of teamwork, a fundamental theme throughout Star Trek and the show. The episode primarily celebrates the continuity of Lower Decks itself, revisiting characters like Levy, the conspiracy theorist, and the infamous Delta Shifters, just as villains like Peanut Hamper and Agamus, thank God she's not here this week, and Badgie had redemption arcs. These characters were also given a chance for redemption. Fans of Star Trek lore can delight in the meta-commentary about familiar cave sets and the enduring trope of caves causing troubles in Starfleet. Each character's story hints at a classic Star Trek plot elements, adding humour and love for the established canon. The inclusion of Vidorians from Star Trek the Animated Series is a delightful deep cut that fans will appreciate. While some viewers seeking a plot-driven episode might consider caves less substantial, it can be argued that for Lower Decks, the episode is about everything. It brilliantly ties up the significant character development of Season 4. These core characters deserve in the spotlight and their promotions, setting the stage for the big swing promised in the final 2 episodes of the season. Thanks everyone for tuning in to this week's episode of 10 Forward. If you'd like to catch up with more Clone Star podcasts, you can tune in every Wednesday with myself and the wonderful Joseph Hurley, where we host The War Room, our interview series. Alternatively, visit clonestarpod.com, where there's blogs and fan art written by you, Star Trek fans. Once again, I have been your host, Mike Overton, and I can't wait to see you next week.